in a house. Yeah, it's all on my mind. Oh. In the house at the Super Request Show. Here we go. Whoa. Yeah. Already. We're going in on 193. Boom shakalaka in the house. Yo, we here, baby. What's cracking? Good to see you. Shout out to everyone who managed to find this stream that was set for yesterday. I don't know how I did that. Shout out to Ill Ink. I saw Ill Ink in the chat be like, why does this stream say it's yesterday? I don't know. So, I don't know. Shout out to everyone who found the stream. I don't think our notifications got sent out. So smash that like. Don't just smash the like. Nuke the like from orbit, as we say. And that's like that's a euphemism. It means like really, really, really kick the shit out of it. That's what it means. And tweet and post things in Discord. I have an Instagram. How about that? I need to get Jason Eva to do this stuff. That's what I need to do. I need to add this to Jason Eva's to-do list. Just to do all the notifications before the show, of course. Makes no sense. Why am I sending Instagrams? I should be addressing the people. Hey, people. How are you guys? It's a beautiful day to be alive. Did you know how close to Christmas it is? Are you aware? It's so close to Christmas. Ho 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 is increasing. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I'm navigating to my profile, so I can take a screenshot of the X thing and then post it in the Instagram with the link on it. With the link on it. Oh yeah, that's the shit. Woo. What's going on with you guys? How was your weekend? Did you do anything nice? Did you see the Meaningwave stream when we did Outwitting the Devil? When we outwitted the devil. Did you see us outwit the devil? We outwitted the devil on YouTube. More difficult than it looks. Hercules, my son. He said something. What did he say? He's like, oh, what you do is easy, Dad. You just sit there and just press a few buttons. You little cheeky little swine. Pressing buttons. Honestly, I'm exhausted after those live waving exercises. After we live score a podcast or a speech or a book or what have you, we did a book this weekend in 2 parts over like 5 hours, right? Instagram notified. And I come off that thing, I'm exhausted. It is so intense. Because you're paying so much attention, so many things can go wrong at any second. And they did quite a few times. I don't know if anybody noticed. I had a few problems. You know, you're listening to every cadence. You're trying to precognitively, like, intuit what's coming up so that the music is correct. Dune was really intense. Like, doing a work of fiction where people suddenly have fights and shit and kill each other, that's crazy. Because the music's got to be correct for all sorts of different emotional situations, you know? And that ain't no mean feat. That shit is intense. Press some buttons. I'll get you press some buttons. You know what I mean? Anyway, he's just crazy excited. I don't know if you've got any kids in your vicinity, but kid in my vicinity is going crazy. He's so excited. Hey, what up, Jason Eva? Using my Slack, he just added something. What did you add? Looking at our little Slack. Oh, he added a song to my DJ library. Thank you, Jason Eva. I asked him to put a song in my add to DJ library folder. It hasn't actually gone into the DJ library. I do that bit. You gotta be careful. DJ library, so many things can go wrong. It's another one of those systems. Complex systems. We've talked about complex systems before. Alright, let's see who's in the building. Oh, look, I left my microphone in the way of the chat. Give me a sec. Yeah, you know what it is. Hey, I can tell you what it is. Yeah, look, it's the Meaningwave Super Request Show. That's what we're doing. It's the Meaningwave Super Request Show. You get to super chat your request. You get to choose the set. You get to direct this thing. We did it last week. It was great. What up, Bad Buddha? Oh, dang. Another Super Request Show. Hell to the yes. Big Bad Wolf says it's going to be good. Then was looking for the support, and the support did not come. I don't know if I think Nightbot's not working. Jason, even Nightbot's not working. So can you see if you can make Nightbot work by logging in and kicking it, and if not, just like post relevant links every 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you. Oh, Sivian's in the house. Says let's go Meaning fam. Cedric Edge is in the house. Confused about the time. Il Inc. was confused about the time. Thank you, Il Inc. Chaotic Creativity Gaming says, hell yeah. Frank the Rabbit Studio, yeah, the Don is back with the side of Meaning Waves. Yes, it's true. Let's go. User deleted says, whoop. We've got Full Killer in the house. Jason Eva's in the house. Mute Barbecue's in the house. Oh, Nightbot did just start working. Okay, that's good. Il Inc. went cuckoo for the like. Full Killer has had the page open since yesterday. Full Killer is so prepared. Be prepared. Andrew G says, I'm in there like swimwear. Marionette says, good evening, Akira. My basement is undergoing mild flooding. My cat is sick. But I can afford treatment and I have a wet vac. Life is good. What is a wet vac? Is that a euphemism? Sounds like you're healthy. And that's good. Beeblebrox82 says Herc and Master makes it look easy. Exactly. Glad it looks easy. Il Inc. was listening to the Synthwave replay just before this to get ready to do home hit workout. Guess we'll do it on the live stream now. Good! Alright, we're gonna need some workout vibes for Il Inc. Gang, you better choose some hype stuff. Alright, everything seems to be functioning. Susan hasn't sent invites out yet, but you keep nuking that like with vigorous vigorosity, maybe she will. Also, try opening up the stream in another tab, 2 tabs along from this tab, and see if that helps, like, nudge the robots. You gotta nudge the robots sometimes, you know? Particularly at Christmas. Super Request Show! Don't you know? Where's my back end stuff? Let's see if I got all my shit working. Hey, look, I got my shit working. Viewer activity. We got that viewer activity. I know what to do. We're gonna play some songs, baby. Songs picked by thou. And it's Christmas. Full Killer has chosen us a suitably Christmassy kickoff. Oops.
Look at the rise of Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Even before the beginning of Advent, which was supposed to be a 3 to 4 week fasting period in preparation for the feast.
Preparation.
The streets are decorated for Christmas, the shops glitter with tinsel and festive display of gifts. Public address systems warble electronic carols so that one is sick to death of Venite ad Oremus long before Christmas Day. already baubled and illumined in most homes. And as the big build-up proceeds, they're surrounded by those shiny packages with shimmering ribbons, which look as if they held gifts for Christmas. Gifts for Christmas.
Gifts for Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Gifts for Christmas. Gifts for Christmas. By this time, Christmas parties have already been held in schools and offices before closing for the actual holiday, so that by Christmas Eve the celebrations have about blown their top. But there are still those packages under the tree. There are still those packages under the tree. And talking by the fires. Gifts for Christmas. Gifts for Christmas. And at last the day comes, the children are frantic.
That is correct.
Hardly able to wait for breakfast and not having slept most of the night. They tear those gold and silver parcels to shreds as if they contain nothing less than the elixir of life, or the philosopher's stone. Or the philosopher's stone. The living room looked as if a waste paper truck had crashed into a dime store, leaving a wreck of mangled cartons, Excelsior wrapping paper and riding ribbons, neckties, upended dolls, half-assembled model railroads, spacesuits, plastic atom bombs, and scattered chocolate bar, hundreds of Tinker Toy pieces, crushed tree ornaments, miniature sports cars, water pistols, bottles of whiskey, balloons. An hour later, the children are blubbering or screaming and have to be shooed out of doors while the mess is shoved together to make room for Christmas dinner.
Why are you crying?
I told you we put it in too early.
It's just a little dry. Here's the heart.
Thereafter, the 12 days of Christmas, spent with upset stomachs, colds, and influenza. And on New Year's Eve, the adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing. The adults get stoned to forget the whole thing.
Yeah, baby. It's the Super Request show. That was the first Super Request. Corporate Christmas featuring Alan Watts from Meaningwave Christmas 2018. A classic record. It's the Super Request show. You get to choose the set list. What a time to be alive. Hey, user deleted. When you say kill the dragon, did you mean kill the dragon, save the world? Or one of the other songs about killing dragons? We got a few. Yeah. We need to do the international high five. You already know that. For the international high five today, all I need to know is where you are and what's your Christmas wish. Where you are and what's your Christmas wish. User deleted, yes, from Mythos. But if you can't, I thought I'd suggest the backup. Yo, I can. Ain't no Meaningwave song I can't play. I am Master Meaningwave. You know what I mean? mean? I got that Meaningwave on deck. I got that Meaningwave on lock. I got that little G-Funk thing there. I forgot to put that in. Who puts in a little G-Funk sine wave on a Christmas song? Me, that's who. Me, that's who. Kill the dragon, save the world. Kill the dragon, save the world. Kill the dragon, save the world. Mythos, that great lost album. It's nice to have a lost album. This is mad, says Nightbot. Nightbot also says habits are good. And Nightbot also says check out the different methods to support here. Thanks, Nightbot. Nightbot just saying things. Alrighty. Let's see what the people are saying. Sheila made a gingerbread button. Or button. What? I made gingerbread buttons, or buttons, as my Jersey friends say. What? What's the difference? Buttons or buttons? You see the way I say buttons. You know what I mean? There ain't no T in my button. Button. Button sounds so formal. Button. I don't know how you say it. Robert O'Day, what's up? Jason, what's up? Mark S, what's up? User deleted, what's up? Shaky Pebble, what's up? Nightbot, what's up? Maryland, Fool Killer, wishes is a Christmas wish to be wavy. I think you already are. But I hope you are on Christmas too. Or are you wishing for Christmas to be wavy? Illink says, what's the question? Well, you should pay attention. Then you would know. Clayworks, Florida checked in, the strength to be honest and the grace to embrace the consequences. I think that's a nice Christmas wish, isn't it? What a lovely Christmas wish. User deleted in Houston, Texas. Christmas wish is for moving to a new town to be as stress-free as possible. Trick for stress-free, right? You already know that. Is to just not be stressed. Because things that will stress you out will definitely happen, right? Like, there's no getting away from the fact that things that to stress you out will occur, right? So what you need to do is just, like, not care. You know what I mean? That's the trick. That's the number one Jedi trick that one has to remind oneself of totally. Had a very stressful thing today. Could have been stressful. I decided to not give a shit. And it turned out great. It's one of those things that a person could really work themselves up over for a long time. And, really, like, give oneself, an aneurysm. And I just decided to not give a shit at all. And it turned out groovy. You know what I mean? I think groovy is the key. Groovy is the key. Glenn Dent says, sup meanie weenies. Hello. Or Sivian in Melbourne, Australia. Why not go with peace on earth? We could use a little of that right now. You softy. Yeah, big softy, yeah. Roman Way, New Jersey. I wish for Gary V, best year ever. For Christmas, you wish for the Gary V styled best year ever for Christmas? Or do you wish that Gary V would turn up at your house and shout at you about how great it is? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Robert O'Day, Nantucket, a little more love, a little more understanding in the world. Bad Buddha, NSW, Australia, my Christmas wish is to simply be at peace. Shecky BAN, shout out to Tower Canada. Dirk from Texas says howdy. I'm going to assume that Dirk is in Texas. I don't like to assume too often, but I will take that one and assume. Black and Blue Fins between Boston and Cape Cod, wishing for the prosperity to buy your whole collection of albums. The Thundercats' whole collection of albums. That Meaningwave bundle. You can get at meaningwave.com, meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. You can buy the whole collection at half of the regular price. Pretty amazing. Over 100 albums. Wow. Hey Cindy Bayless, it's Whole Life Family. Ill Ink on Earth says, Christmas wish is I get the job I just applied for. Salary would be more than double what I make now. Come on, Santa. Come on, Santa. Bring some Christmas magic to Ill Ink's home. Bring some Christmas magic down Ill Ink's chimney. And double that salary on Christmas Day. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Hell yeah, another stream says Psyche on. That's right, for you, just for you. We're here just for you. Because we love you. You know what I mean? Ooh. International high five. We're going to do the international high five. We've ascertained that there are people from all over the place. Around here, in here, up in here. Up in here. There are people from all over the place up in here. You know what I mean? And you're going to make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. And you're going to make me act a fool up in here, up in here. And you're going to make me play whatever tune you want up in here, up in here. Because it's the Meaningwave Live Super Request Show. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Where's my camera 2? Camera 2 is hither. 3, 2, 1. Cinco, Alto, International. Ooh, 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 ooh. Intergalactic. Intergalactic Planetary. We're going to play this one for Grant Delay and all of y'all. Because we are grateful to the very gods. You know what I mean? You diggity dig.
Akira
It's me.
The Don.
It is I.
Mr. Crow.
I do. When you wake up. Yo, back that thing up. Rude boy. Back that up. That's one of them tunes you gotta back up. You gotta get the people hype. You gotta go, what? Alright. Word around town. You know what I mean? When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Why? They're like that because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and recognize that the wrongdoer has a nature related to his own. Not the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing and sharing the divine. Not the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing and sharing the divine. So none of them can hurt me, no one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hating, cause we were born to work together like feet, hands and eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on them, these are obstructions. Yo, discard your first books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. All together now. Won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. This guy's your first and truth, so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Yeah, yeah. Whatever this is that I am, it is special little spirit and intelligence. Throw away your books, stop letting yourself be distracted. That is not allowed. Instead, as if you were dying right now, despise your flesh, a mess of blood, pieces of bone, a woven tangle of nerves, veins, and arteries. Consider what the spirit is, air, and never the same air, but vomited out and gulped in again every instant like finally, the intelligence. Wait, think of it this way. You are an old man. Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present, and mistrust the future. What is divine is full of providence, even chance is not divorced from nature. The inweaving and infolding are things governed by providence. Everything proceeds from it. And then there is necessity in the needs of the whole world, of which you are a part. Whatever the nature of the whole does and whatever serves to maintain it is good for every part of nature. The world is maintained by change in the elements and in the things they compose. That should be enough for you. Treat it as an axiom. Treat it as an axiom. Discard your thoughts and books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Discard your thoughts and books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Discard your thoughts and books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Oh, what a glorious thing. Aye, oh, what a glorious thing. Oh, what a glorious thing. Oh, what a glorious thing. Discard your thoughts and books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Discard your thoughts and books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart. Now remember how long you've been putting this up. How many extensions the gods gave you and you didn't use them. At some point you have to recognize what world it is that you belong to, what power rules it and from what source you spring. That there's a limit to the time assigned to you, and if you don't use it to free yourself, it will be gone and will never return. It will never return. It will never return. Maybe it will never return. You did. Hey, thank you, Marcus Aurelius. Meditations 2 coming soon. That was from Meditations Volume 1. Grateful to the Pinche Gods. And that was requested by Grant Delay. Big up you. This next one. Who's this next one for? Who chose this next one? Make yourself known. Was this you? Is this your doing? Let's go.
Jane had a patient come to him who felt alone, and she drew a picture of herself as caught in the rocks.
I'll be damned.
From the waist down, she was bound in rocks, and this was on a windy shore. The wind blowing and her hair blowing, and all the gold, which is the sign of the vitality of life, was locked in the rocks. The next picture that he had her draw had followed something he had said to her. Suddenly, a lightning flash hit the rocks, and the gold came pouring out. And then she found reflected on rocks round about the gold. There was no more gold in the rocks. It was all available on the top. And in the conferences that follow, those patches of gold were identified. They were her friends. She wasn't alone, but she had locked herself in her own little room and life. But she had friends. But she had friends. Do you see what I'm meaning? This is killing the dragon. This is killing the dragon. And in doing that, you save the world. Kill the dragon, 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 save the world. Save the world. Save the world. Kill the dragon, 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 save the world.
How do I slay that dragon in me? What's the journey I have to make, you have to make, each of us has to make? You talk about something called the soul's high adventure.
My general formula for my students is follow your bliss and find where it is, and don't be afraid to follow it. Follow your bliss and find where it is, and don't be afraid. If the work that you're doing is the work that you chose to do because you are enjoying it, That's it. But if you think, oh gee, I couldn't do that, you know, that's your dragon locking you in. Oh no, I couldn't be a writer. Oh no, I couldn't do what so-and-so is doing.
Unlike the classical heroes, we're not going on our journey to save the world, but to save ourselves.
And in doing that, you save the world. I mean, you do. The influence of a vital person vitalizes. There's no doubt about it. The world is a wasteland. People have the notion of saving the world by shifting it around and changing the rules and so forth. No, any world is a living world if it's alive. And the thing is to bring it to life. And the way to bring it to life is to find in your own case where your life is and be alive yourself, it seems to me. If you have someone who can help you, that's fine too. But ultimately, the last trick has to be done by you. This is killing the drag. And in doing that, you save the world. Kill the drag and 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 save the world. Save the world. Save the world. Kill the drag and 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 save the world.
Kill the dragon, save the world. User deleted. Shows that one. From the great lost Meaningwave album Myth Us with Joseph Campbell. There's the Super Request show. Superchat your choice of Meaningwave banger. Dragon. And in doing that, you. Yeah. This is killing the dragon. And in doing that, you save the world. Kill the dragon, save the world. Kill the dragon, save the world. Kill the dragon, save the world. Save the world.
One of the things that's happened in our society is that we seem to have concluded that strong men are dangerous. And that's partly because we think Western culture is a tyrannical patriarchy, and the only reason you get to the top is because you misuse power. So all the men who are at the top of the hierarchy are all misusing their power, and they're all tyrannical. And all the guys who have the aim and ambition to achieve that are just tyrants in training. That's sort of the basic attitude that we have towards our own culture and towards young men now. Everything about that is pathological and inexcusable and shameful.
I used to watch kids skateboard. I liked watching those kids. I like watching skateboarders do those crazy things because they're trying to become competent. They're facing danger. They don't want the damn protective gear. It's like, no, I don't want to wear a helmet. I want to expose myself to this danger. It's not that I'm stupid. And the kids are often shooed away. It's like, wait a second. They're practicing being courageous. They're practicing mastering something in the face of danger. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate. We don't need no education.
Ah, yeah.
We don't need no force control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom.
Hey.
Teacher, leave them kids alone.
Hey. 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 Leave them kids alone.
because they needed some danger. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate.
Down by the children.
Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate. You go see a gymnast, and like the gymnast does a flawless routine. Everybody claps like mad. The judges say 9.9. And then the next person comes up and they're screwed. It's like 9.9. It was basically perfect. How can you do better than perfect? And then they do it. You can do better than perfect. They're on the edge. They go out there, you watch them, feel it in your body. Everything they do is that much farther out into chaos than anything they've ever done. Pushing themselves to the absolute limit of their ability. Tell with every gesture, they're that close to making a mistake. They've taken this courageous step beyond their confidence and put everything on the line. And then they land in a way that's unlike perfect. It's perfect plus. And everybody immediately leaps to their feet. And like they get a chill. And so what you've just seen is awe-inspiring. You've seen someone courageously move past perfection into the unknown. And not only ennoble themselves more, but to ennoble humanity itself. Up on your feet. It's like, yes! And then it's tens. They win the goal. Everyone knows what that's like. It's like a great music performance. That's being in that place where everything lines up. Better than perfect. Better than perfect. Better than perfect. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children when you skate. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you skate.
Rubik's Spot ES. Thank you for the support. Says cheers, man. It's the place to be. Gonna get Don't Bother Children skateboarding mixed with Brick in the Wall, Pink Floyd. You got that. Someone was asking me today, where can I download that? You can't. That only ever happens here. That's the thing that occurs in a live fashion. And if you're really lucky, you get what just happened, which is then I mix in my remix of the Naruto theme at the end for extra hype. Just that extra hype. What up, Haley Lane? Yo, One Piece East Blue in the BG. Classic. To ennoble humanity itself. It's 10. Only 10. 10's all white, get out of bed. It's the Meaningwave Live Super Request show. You get to choose the set. You get to super chat in your request. And it gets played. That was for Rubik's Spot EOS. Feels like a long time ago I did this remix. And it was. It was like 2016. We're now starting to get to that point where that time period is like people who were born then, you know, can debate politics with you now. Not your problem. What's up? Says Sensei. I'm assuming that is not a request because I don't have a tune called Sensei, of which I am aware. I can't remember making that song. I do remember this next one though. Real Weeb Hours, this Clay works. It's always Real Weeb Hours here in Don Studios. You know what I mean? I got a gang of TVs over there, a big one of which you can't see because it's not switched on. It makes a humming noise when it's on. I've got to get that fixed somehow. But I always have anime on my TVs, and it just makes life better. obviously. And that's always been the case. I've always been like that. Yo. Hey, this next one is for Calais. Not your problem says, I'm calling you sensei. Wax on, wax off.
What are we supposed to do?
I'll take it. God bless. Hey.
Well, I keep saying, de-emphasize anxiety.
Do it.
Reassure people.
Hey.
You meet people who say, I'm really scared. I'm scared about my job. I'm scared. And so don't worry. You don't know enough to worry. That's God's truth. Who do you think you are that you should worry for crying out loud? That's God's truth. It's a total waste of time. It presupposes such a knowledge of the situation that it is in fact a form of
hubris.
Now what you do is just pay your bills and, pack heat if you need to, and don't worry. That's all. Yes. Worry is praying to the devil. That's great. Worry is betting against yourself. Li Po Yang, a great Chinese Taoist who wrote many, many commentaries on the I Ching. He was asked at the end of his life what was his conclusion of a life of studying the I Ching. He said, worry is preposterous.
Worry is preposterous. Worry is preposterous.
That was it.
Don't worry.
You don't know enough to worry.
And that's God's truth. Who do you think you are? You're crying out loud.
That's God's truth. You don't know enough to worry. That's God's truth. Who do you think you are that you should worry? You're crying out loud. That's God's truth. Worry is preposterous.
Worry is preposterous.
Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Don't worry. Worry is preposterous.
Yes.
Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Worry is preposterous.
Yeah.
Worry is preposterous. Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Worry is preposterous. Don't worry. That's God's truth. God's truth.
I hold at your neck the Jabbar.
That's
The
God's
Jabbar, the high-handed enemy. It's a needle with a drop of poison on its tip. Don't pull away or you'll feel that poison.
What?
That's God's truth.
That's God's truth. The Jabbar.
Don't pull away or you'll feel that poison. A duke's son must know about poisons. The quick ones and the slow ones and the ones in between. Here's a new one for you. The Jabbar. It kills only animals. It kills only animals. It kills only animals.
Good lord.
It kills only animals.
Hey.
You dare suggest that your son is an animal? Animal? Let us say, I suggest you may be human.
Let us say, I suggest you may be human.
If you withdraw your hand from the box, you die. This is the only rule. This is the only rule. If you withdraw your hand from the box, you die. This is the only rule. This is the only rule. Keep your hand in the box and live. Keep your hand in the box and live. Keep your hand in the box and live. Withdraw it and die. I must not fear. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that grants total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. When the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. And permit it to pass over me and through me. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. And permit it to pass over me and through me. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. And permit it to pass over me and through me. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. And permit it to pass over me and through me. I must not fear. Fear is the mind That's God's truth. The gold at your neck, the golden ball.
I must not fear. Yo, Calais chose that. She said, Terence McKenna, don't worry for all those wave riders out there that need the reminder and a little encouragement. You know what I mean?
Gold at your neck, the golden ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is. It's stupid. Don't bother with that. And then I do believe that Marie Onette said, I need some gom jabbar.
Don't worry. Worry is preposterous. Worry is preposterous. Worry is preposterous.
Yeah, it is.
Worry is preposterous. Don't worry.
That's God's truth. That's God's truth. That's God's truth. God's truth. God's truth. God's truth. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Meanwhile, I got asked to play a bunch of stuff that weirdly wasn't in my library yet because it's old. So I'm just like downloading it from my storage in the sky. I told you I'll play everything that is catalog. And you do say Meaningwave, but some people have been asking for some older Akira The Don stuff. And that's one of those ones that depends how I feel. But I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? That's God's truth. That's God's truth. La 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 God's truth. La 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 la.
God's truth.
That's God's truth.
When you think to take determination of your fate into your own hands, that is the moment you can be crushed. Be cautious. Allow for surprises. When we create, there are always other forces at work. At work. At work. At work. A process cannot be understood by stopping it. Understanding must move with the flow of the process, must join with it and flow with it, must join with it and flow with it. That which submits rules. The willow submits to the wind and prospers until one day it is many willows, a wall against the wind. This is the willow's purpose. A wise man molds himself. The fool lives only to die. The wise man molds himself. The fool lives only to die. Wrestle with dreams? Do you contend with shadows? Do you move in a kind of sleep? Time has slipped away. Your life is stolen. You tarried with trifles, victim of your folly. Wait without purpose. In the highest state of tension. Do not compete with what is happening. To compete is to prepare for failure. Do not be trapped by the need to achieve anything. This way, you achieve everything. You do not take from this universe. It grants you what it will. A wise man molds himself. The fool lives only to die. The wise man molds himself. The fool lives only to die. Only to die. Only to die. Only to die. Banger. Holy cow. Best guitar solos in the modern world. Nicholas Young chose this. Into your own hand, that is the moment you can be crushed. Be cautious. Allow for surprises. When we create, there are always other forces at work. At work. At work. At work. Yeah. I got you, fam. I got you, fam. Not Your Problem wanted a weeb song. This is Golgo 13 from the Manga mixtape.
Mister, I invented the internet. You were watching TV, you wasn't into it. You still learning to type, you don't write it yet. I had my own website way back in 98. Had my own magazine when I was 17. My own comic book in 93. I was up in mixtapes for free while you were still burning CDs to 2003. You've been learning from me. Made records and I break records. First British rapper signed to Interscope Records. Yeah, now I make my own records, I release my own records. Pay the rent for feelings in my teeth with my own records. I sell t-shirts, hats and shoes. What's coming next? Maybe booze, maybe jewels. Maybe do my own news cause the new part of blues. This just it, break it. This beat got the whole world shaking. This seat that's your mum's for the taking. I'm cooking MCs like the proverbial pound of bacon. Ass raking, say bacon, that's Jamaican. Black mirror ain't as nice as vanilla ice. I check a kitty in the crowd like Jamaica. Shit, I'm on a whole new trip. About to jet to Berlin with my own new chick. On my own, cause I've been with it for 5 years. Just got married, that's my brand new wife. Yeah, I'm a brand new life. Just switched to a Mac, that's some brand new strife. Yeah, they do right click, but they don't type right. Cause the ad to the top, and the hashtags long. Press out, press V, yeah, I'm learning new ways, that's a route for me. And I'm making money out and out, alchemy. Hang your baby off the balcony. Like Michael when he thought he was a Lion King. I shake the clothes hard, fuck ironing. Like Michael when he thought he was a Lion King. I shake the clothes hard, fuck ironing.
Shake the clothes hard, fuck ironing. That's crazy. Bars from Young Akira The Don. Young Akira The Don on the manga mixtape a while ago. Oh my goodness. Where we go next?
I did the stories and the illustrations.
Fool killer!
They would send us scripts.
Oh my goodness. The questions have been terrific. Have they? Jack Kirby.
I did the stories and the illustrations. Sometime they would send us scripts, but I throw them out the window. I happen to be a guy who does what he wants, lives the way he wants to. I love people in general, even the villains in my comics. To me, of people, there is something in their lives that makes them become a problem to others. That's how I saw everybody. Whatever I put in my comics, I hopefully feel that this love of people may have been transmitted to them and help them. Not help them in any way, I'm not a psychiatrist, but just giving them another friend. My characters never die. It's mine. Owns you till humanity itself. We never really die. You live on in your son, or you live on in somebody else. I don't know the answer, but somehow I feel that our lives are endless. The source, like everything else, is an everyday fact. The source lives with us day by day. We don't know what the source is, where it is. We can't identify its form, but we know it's there. This thing, this tremendous thing, governs our lives, and then somehow we can all feel it inside. It's referred to as spiritual. It's referred to in many other ways.
Oh, great. Hey, how about that, guys? This is interesting. This happened yesterday while I was sound checking. The music just stopped playing. You can see it here. Where is it? Oh, maybe you can't see it. But anyway, if we're doing the overhead. Look, see, that's spinning. And that's playing there. But no sound is coming through to Tractor. So I'm just going to close Tractor and restart it. Oh, wait a minute. Then I'll have forgotten what songs... Okay, cool. That's saved in that playlist there. That's fine. Hey, hey, hey. Wow, see, look, you couldn't even do the sound effects. Imagine not having your explosion button, so you can't, like, make explosions. That's terrible. Anyway, before that, that got rudely cut off. That was Jack Kirby talking about how he created Galactus. And that's, like, really one of the really earliest Meaningwave songs, because the first version of that was on a mixtape that I did. God, I think that was on Superhero Music, which was ATD 23. I used to put out a lot of mixtapes. in the ATD series. And 23, I think, was superhero music. And one of the tracks was basically that, an early version of that. And it was like, you know, a full 5-6 minutes of Jack Kirby talking about how he created Galactus over hype music, you know. There were lots of other things on that mixtape, like Superman never made any money, sped up, and people like that. Flushing background tasks. Hang on, force quit. And before that, because somebody asked for a weeb music, I played something from my manga music mixtape from way, way back in the day. And that was Golgo 13. And it's called Golgo 13 because I sampled Golgo 13. I didn't talk about, like, Golgo 13's a ill, like, is it late 70s, early 80s anime? And I just rapped about, you know, rap shit about how I invented the internet, because I did. You know what I mean? Way back in the day, I invented the internet. You know, you was watching TV, you wasn't into it. Closing continues to track to 3. This is now the bit where I do like 18 things at once, and you're impressed by how I can manage to do so many things at once, like load up my sample library, load up my sound effects. Oh yeah, while simultaneously. Okay, look at that, we're back. Now that has happened to me in the club before, not too many times, but actually enough times. Shit like that has happened. One time I was DJing in No Vacancy, and some fucking crazy chick was like yanking on the front of the DJ booth, as was usually the case. And the laptop went flying across the dance floor, and I saw it go in slow motion, right? And it went, and I saw everybody go, and like, it went to the ground. That happened a few times. One time I caught it, but on this occasion I didn't. Boom! It hit the ground. Now somehow, incredibly, the cables were just long enough to stay attached. And it didn't break. And it was magical. But, you know. On other occasions, the sound's gone completely, and, you know, I just sort of like rapped while simultaneously putting shit back together and got everybody's joining, clapping shit. And then the noise of everybody going crazy kind of covers up the problems, you know? But that doesn't always work. Where were we? We were in the middle of playing New Gods, weren't we? The questions have been terrific. For Fool Killer, that's what it was. I remember everything. We were playing The Questions Have Been Terrific for Fool Killer. And we're not going to, like, not play all of the song, because that would be rude, wouldn't it? I mean, sometimes I don't play all of a song, because there's lots of songs to get through. But that one got cut off rudely, so we're going to go from the top. Nicholas Young said that song was rad. I never knew there was Jack Kirby stuff. Yes, there is. See, lots of people. Someone left a message on my Instagram today saying, oh, Akira The Don, you know what you should do? It'd be amazing if you did this. I can just hear it. It'd be great. Something like that. They were like, you should do Charlie Chaplin, The Great Dictator speech. And of course, you know, you guys know that exists!
I did the stories and I did the illustrations. Sometimes they would send us scripts, but I throw them out the window. I happen to be a guy who does what he wants, lives the way he wants to.
Woo.
I love people in general, even the villains in my comics. To me, of people, there is something in their lives.
Oh yeah, Mike Can, you said the great things that you do for freedom.
Problem to others.
That's 2 songs.
I saw everyone. Whatever I put in my comics, I hopefully feel
you've got mixed together there.
Love that people may have been transmitted to them and help them. Not help them in any way. I'm not a psychiatrist, but just giving them another friend. My characters never die. It's my own view to humanity itself. We never really die. You live on in your son, or you live on in somebody else. I don't know the answer, but somehow I feel that our lives are endless. everything else is an everyday fact. The source lives with us day by day. We don't know what the source is, where it is. We can't identify its form. But we know it's there. This thing, this tremendous thing, governs our lives. And somehow we can all feel it inside. It's referred to as spiritual. It's referred to in many other ways. But we know instinctively that it's there. And that's what I put down in my stories. Because, like everybody else, I felt this thing. I felt this thing. And I felt that it was real. And I've kept it with me all my life.
Now, I didn't resolve the questions. I'm a guy who lives with a lot of questions. I say, what's out there? And I try to resolve that. And I never can. I don't think anybody can. Who's got the answers? I sure would like to hear the ultimate one. But I haven't yet. And so I live with a lot of questions. And I find that entertaining. I find that entertaining. And if my life would have went tomorrow, it would be fulfilled in that manner. I would say the questions have been terrific.
Jack Kirby, that shit still makes me tingle, you know. The great Jack Kirby, you know, who mainlined most of the Marvel universe and most of the DC universe in their greatness, in their former glory, currently being desecrated by morons. But as we all know, the nice thing is that propaganda is very quickly forgotten. How many reboots and remakes have come and gone and have been completely forgotten just over the past 10 years? I remember the other day they did an A-Team one. I can't even remember anything about it, but I know they did one. They did a Cowboy Bebop live action. Everyone completely forgot about that almost instantly. You know what I mean? And you know, greatness lasts and propaganda evaporates. It's just how it goes. You know what I mean? The weird and creepy will not thrive.
Politics is weird and creepy. Weird and creepy.
Full killer ass for this.
Weird.
This is an old ACD classic.
Weird.
Akira The Don featuring Big Narstie and Footsie.
Creepy. Politics is weird and creepy.
Hey yo, Akira The Don.
And creepy. Weird and creepy. Weird and creepy. Akira. And creepy. Weird and creepy. Weird and creepy. Weird and creepy.
That's a sample of that Shep, what's his face guy from Fox News, the one who wears loads of makeup.
And creepy. Weird and creepy. Weird and creepy. Weird and creepy. And creepy. Weird and creepy. And creepy. And creepy. And creepy.
Just looking at these freaks, I feel I need a bath. Politics is Hollywood for ugly folk and psychopaths. Man, they just a bunch of weirdos. Energy go where the politics, the art of controlling one's environment. MK Ultra mind control, of violence. Freddy through the telephone, under the eyelids. I think I seen that look before. Stay away from my kids. Spittle flag from rabies, kissing babies on their tummies. Papers act like it's so funny, but that isn't nothing funny. This I lies, bitch. I found these fools. I kiss they grooming in their schools to go out there and carry on. We're fucking up the world some more. Liars on the television, liars on the radio. Wouldn't know the truth if it came for terminate. Nothing else is
So ahead of the game, I was talking about grooming kids in schools. What was this, like 13 years ago? Yo!
And creepy. Weird and creepy. Politics.
Politics is weird and creepy when I hear it on the news. It all sounds freaky. Can't trust politicians cause they're all sneaky. Trust it runs deeply. They don't give a fuck about us hood livers. Single mothers, my hood niggas, hood kids. You know how that goes. They don't get help, they get assholes. All politicians should get tangled. Slap someone, I won't sign on. I'll rap someone, I'll do some moves, I'll make ends meet. I know the government wanna make me bleed, but I'm not joining a red line. I laugh when recession is the headline. I go hard, I get mine. I'm living to the full until my deadline.
Footsie there from Newham Generals, a legendary British figure.
Weird and creepy.
Hey, you're an animal.
Weird and creepy. Politics and creepy.
Speaking of such,
And creepy. And creepy. And creepy. And creepy. And creepy. And creepy.
Politics, I was banging Labour. Man, them got conservative. The ladies was liberal. Mummy raised me spiritual. Living in this world from this pain. Only way we stay in the head, we need a miracle. Painage. The local crackheads got more common sense than Boris Johnson. Silky skin, thank you. Johnson and Johnson, the end is coming now. Where's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? You're doing politics. Shanks and politics got no time for politics. When the riots was on, I couldn't see no David Cameron. It was me and my dogs and a handgun. Man was looting and shooting from Brixton to Tooting and Enfield and Totty. 4 5 2 6 and a shorty black. The revolution won't be televised. It's hash pen, you better tell a guy. Parliament, burn, let them fry. They don't care, blood, let them die.
yeah, Big Narstie there. Akira The Don, Big Narstie and Footsie. I can't remember what mixtape this was on. It might have been Unkillable Thunderchrist, which would mean that this is 11 years old, I do believe. Which is crazy. We used to just do these, like, I used to just sit in the crib making music all day, and people used to come around and rap. Like, I never did none of those collaborations over the internet type thing, even though I invented the internet. People used to just come around and rap, and it was cool. Where? Ain't too much change. Ain't too much change. Akira The Don talking about grooming kids in schools. And MK Ultra shit. Back in 2012. Just excuse me. Speaking of tarantulas. Oh! That one was Fool Killer.
This is from Friedrich Nietzsche.
This is from Friedrich Nietzsche.
Now, of course, you probably know that he was the philosopher
Nicholas
who
Young,
announced the
Charles
death of
this. What's
God.
up, Nicholas Young?
What he meant by that was that the fundamental metaphysics that underlie Western culture had lost their foundation. And that the consequence of that would be the disintegration of the idea of value itself. Especially of value hierarchies. He thought of the inevitable consequence of that, or one of the inevitable consequences of that, a dramatic move towards a doctrine of radical equality. See, because if value itself is destroyed, the value distinction between things, so that no one thing is not any better than another, then there's no reason for hierarchies of virtue or of value. And so the equality doctrine is a logical outcome. So here's what he wrote about that.
Behold,
may lure you out of your lie holes, and your revenge may leap out from behind your word. Justice. For the man be delivered from revenge. That is for me the bridge to the highest hope, and a rainbow after long storms. The tarantulas, of course, would have it otherwise. What justice means to us is precisely that the world be filled with the storms of our revenge. Thus they speak to each other. We shall wreak vengeance and abuse on all whose equals we are not. Thus do the tarantula hearts vow. And will to equality shall henceforth be the name for virtue. And against all that has power, we want to raise our clamor. You creatures of equality. The tyrannomania of impotence clamors thus out of you for equality. Your most secret ambitions to be tyrants thus shroud themselves in words of virtue. Aggrieved conceit, repressed envy, perhaps the conceit and envy of your fathers, erupt from you as a flame and as the frenzy of revenge. Silent in the Father speaks in the Son, and I often found the Son the unveiled secret of the Father. They are like enthusiasts, but it is not the heart that fires them, but revenge. And when they become elegant and cold, it is not the spirit, but envy that makes them elegant and cold. Their jealousy leads them even on the paths of thinkers, and this is the sign of their jealousy. They always go too far. So their weariness must in the end lie down to sleep in the snow. Tarantulas. 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 Out of every one of their complaints sounds revenge. In their praise there is always a sting, and to be a judge seems bliss to them. But thus I counsel you, my friends, mistrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful. They are people of a low sort and stock, the hangman and the bloodhound. 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 Look out of their faces. Mistrust all who talk much of their justice. Verily, their souls lack more than honey, and when they call themselves the good and the just, do not forget that they would be Pharisees, if only they had power. My friends, I do not want to be mixed up and confused with others. Some preach my doctrine of life and are at the same time preachers of equality. And tarantulas, although they are sitting in their holes, these poisonous spiders, with their backs turned on life, they speak in favor of life, but only because they wish to hurt. To hurt those who now have power, for among those, the preaching of death is still most at home. If it were otherwise, the tarantulas would teach otherwise. They themselves were once the foremost slanderers of the world, and burners, and heretics.
And heretics. was a lovely song about cancel pigs. Or tarantulas, as Nietzsche called them.
Figured it's time to rise through the curtains open wide. I peeked outside, yo, the weather was fine. I knew that was a sign that today would be a good game up the CDM. Jumped in the shower, blushed and washed, yeah, my fresh like a flower. Next grab a towel, dry myself off and off my best cause yes, time to get dressed. White socks, boo-boo boxes, clean white jeans and this mean white top that's sitting down the side of my neck to my left shoulder blade. Feel like I just got paid today, yeah. Brush my teeth and my head, then I pop my contacts in and a bin that containers. Put on my trainers, out the front door, waved hi to the neighbours. Oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, get to have the whole day. Hey, oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, you get to have the whole day. So, oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, get to have the whole day. Hey, oh, what a glorious thing, waking up in the morning, baby. Oh, what a glorious thing, you get to have the whole day.
There's no call to higher being. You know, this is also why, you know, I've mentioned to people that they should clean up their rooms. That's become quite the internet meme.
This one going out to Ill Inc.
Because it's really hard to do that. It isn't just that you clean it up.
Okay.
You also make it beautiful.
Yeah.
Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful.
And it's really worthwhile.
What's really cool is if you learn to make something beautiful, even one thing, if you could just make one thing in your life beautiful, then you've established a relationship with beauty. And then you can start to expand that relationship with beauty out into the world, like into other elements of your life. And that is so worthwhile. It's just incredibly, crazily worthwhile. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. People are terrified of it. People are terrified of color. They paint their walls beige. They're terrified of art. They buy some mass-produced thing because they don't want anybody laughing at them for their lack of taste. And they would get laughed at because they have no taste. But you have to, well, it's right, because what do you know, right? You have to develop it, and so you're going to stumble along and make mistakes to begin with. And you're going to show yourself, because if you find, I think this is pretty, and you know, somebody comes over and goes, hey, what's up with you? It's kind of hard on your self-esteem, but it's you're stumbling towards the right, you're stumbling towards the kingdom of God. That's what you're stumbling towards when you try to make an aesthetic decision. Make it beautiful. 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 It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile. Make it beautiful. It's really hard to make something beautiful. Make it beautiful. It's really worthwhile.
Yeah. ladies, what's up? That one goes out to L Inc, who wanted Make It Beautiful mixed in with something cool. Hey, we mixed Making Beautiful with What Glorious Thing.
And so
how about that? That sounded cool. Funnily enough, I've never actually done that, I don't think. I've never actually done that. Even though Make It Beautiful sampled What a Glorious Thing, I don't think I've ever played them back to back in that manner. What a glorious thing. Hey, Nicholas Young says, hey, Jack Kirby's grandson just said he found New Gods and Questions were great on YouTube and is going to show his wife and mum, spreading the wave. That's nice. Where is that? Someone forward me that exchange. I thought they all knew about it because it was in, A, I emailed it years ago, and B, it was in the Jack Kirby exhibition a few years back. They included that music video in it, you know. Anyway, shouts out to Jack Kirby and everything he created, including his grandson. Jack Kirby only created greatness, so I'm going to assume his grandson is of that mold.
It's really goes well. I was in this museum a while back.
It's a beautiful day to be alive, says Nicholas Young, and that's true.
Isn't it this one?
Dewey Evans says beautiful, and it just
$100 million, like minimum. You couldn't buy this.
Just. Who wanted tarantulas anyway? Did we say who wanted that? I'm supposed to say who wanted things.
The paintings.
Ill Ink wanted to make it beautiful.
Pilgrimages from all over the world.
Tarantulas. That was Nicholas Young. Nicholas Young is on quite the tear tonight. Quite the bloody tear, by Jove. Hey. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, where we at? Where we at? Now, Rubik's Spot. I think Rubik's Spot was asking for tits and wine. I've only been able to get the instrumental. I'll play a bit of the instrumental just so people know what it is. But it is a full vocal song, but I haven't been able to find the vocal version yet. I need to do some DJ library work and catalog library work on all my old shit. Basically, post 2018, I've got down. I have everything post 2018, but prior to that is a bit of a mess. But
Lord of Light wants his enemies burnt. The drowned god.
This was the instrumental.
Why are all the gods such vicious cunts? Where is the god of tits and wine?
Honestly, this shit depresses me now, though. Because, like, Game of Thrones was amazing when I made this, otherwise I wouldn't have made it. This was, like, Season 3 era. When it was, like, possibly, like, one of mankind's greatest achievements. Has anything ever gone from, like, 100 to 0 with such ferocity? Good Lord. Anyway, luckily, our friend Rubik's Spot ES also asked for this. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it was Rubik's Spot ES. Maybe it was someone else. Oh no, you asked for another one. I got that one. I'm definitely playing the other one you asked for. And I think Mike Can wanted to hear this. Huh.
Now, you see, if you do that, you do at least give yourself a chance. And it may be that when you are in this way freed from busybodiness and being out to improve everything, that your own nature will begin to take care of itself.
Wow.
So you're not getting in the way of yourself all the time. You will begin to find out the great things that you are really happening now. The great things that you are really happening now. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you are really happiness. Yes, he said, I have learned the technique to express myself because I had something in me that had to come out. If I were a musician, I had to learn how music is produced. If I want to describe something, I have to learn a language. have schools where we would infallibly train musical geniuses, scientific miracle minds. And there would be so many of them, we wouldn't know what to do with them. Geniuses would be a dime a dozen. And then we would say, well, these people are after all not very ingenious. You know, PhDs, how many of them are there? Because what is fascinating always about genius is the fellow does something we can't understand. He surprises us. The great things that you have are really happening. The great things that you have are really happening. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happening. But you see, just in the same way, we cannot understand our own brains. Neurology knows relatively little about the brain, which is only to say that the brain is a lot smarter than neurology. Yet there is this, which can perform all these extraordinary intellectual and cultural miracles. We don't know how we do, but we did. We didn't have some campaign to have an improved brain over the monkeys or whatever we are ancestors. It happened. And all growth, you see, is fundamentally something that happens. But for it to happen, two things are important. And the first is, as I said, you must have the technical ability to express what happens. Secondly, you must get out of your own way. The great things that you do are really happening. The great things that you do are really happening. For example, no great genius can explain how he does it. The great things that you do are really happening. Sax solo.
Classic for Tyler 432 says I listen to it every morning on the way to the gym. You listen to it, and this is it. Akira. Just one of those greatest records of all time type joints. Make some noise.
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeat, or other disasters?
What?
I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations. And that is good. And this is actually something that one of my guys that worked for me pointed out to me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. One day he was telling me about some issue that he was having. He said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're gonna say good. 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 something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. Good. And I said, well, yeah, and I mean it. And that is how I feel when things are going bad. There's gonna be some good that's gonna come from it. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on the other one. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. We can keep it simple. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Didn't get funded? Good. We own more of the company. Didn't get the job you wanted? Good. You can get more experience and build a better resume. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 Whoa. You're gonna say good. Every second counts. Every second counts. Hey, hey. Every second counts. Every second counts. You're gonna say good. Every second counts. Every second counts. Good. 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 Good.
We've discussed the web from 3 points of view. As an analogy of the selective operation of our senses and mind, whereby certain things in the world are picked out as significant according to certain game rules. The game that we are playing mostly is the survival game. That is to say, the game ought to go on. We play the survival game has a kind of element in it which makes it difficult, because we tend to say the first rule of this game is that it's serious, and that messes the whole thing up. So you have to watch out, in other words, when you play, for contradictory game rules, self-contradictory game rules. Because if you get mixed up into them, the game ceases to be worth the candle. You start straining at doing something, then it just isn't worth it. Then the second thing that we observed was the web as an analogy of mutual interdependence. We could call it the idea that all existence is relative, that all existence is transaction. The transaction being typically exemplified by, say, the operation of buying and selling, in which there can be no buying without somebody selling, and there can be no selling without somebody else buying. That kind of interdependence, of the inside going together with the outside. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Then we explored the web as a trap. The spider's web. Won't you come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. And we saw what would look at all of life from the point of view that it is original selfishness and original hunger. And we found that if you take that point of view to its ultimate extreme, it dissolves. And it isn't so bad after all. Shakespeare says, it is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. When it's put that way, it doesn't seem so bad after all. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. What is in you going together with what is outside you is absolutely fundamental to existence. It is existence. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. Existence is relativity. I remember that I had a Zen master friend who wrote a letter to a friend of mine which was passed on to me. This friend of mine was aspiring to be a writer, and he was trying to write novels that would put across Buddhism to people. Sugar the pill. And my Zen master friend didn't approve of this at all. He said, don't write any story to people. Write it to the great sky. Because all the real masters of literature, especially novelists and storytellers, are great masters of nonsense. Think of Lewis Carroll. You can use Lewis Carroll, and he did use Alice in Wonderland, as a Zen textbook. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toes that gyre and gimble in the waves. That's Zen. I had a discussion with a great master in Japan. We were talking about the various people who are working to translate the Zen books into English. He said, that's a waste of time. If you really understand Zen, he said, you can use any book. You could use the Bible. You could use Alice in Wonderland. You could use the dictionary. Because, he said, the sound of the rain needs no translation. 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 Evening rain. It is the banana leaf that speaks of it first. You see, that's the point. And all the talk in the world doesn't get it unless you listen to the talk in a new way. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of the rain needs no translation.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men, with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Rubik's Spot EX shows that a fine choice.
And I realized that Santa Claus doesn't exist. I realized that the Tooth Fairy doesn't exist. And in the same manner, one day,
What up, Matthew Fatty?
and I realized that God doesn't exist. I've always found that line of argumentation rather funny because to me it seems completely absurd to say Santa Claus doesn't exist, because obviously Santa Claus exists. There are Santa Clauses everywhere at Christmas. There are guys who dress up as Santa Claus. There are Santa Claus decoration, ornaments. We have stories, we have songs, we have all these things which celebrate Santa Claus. It is patently absurd to say that Santa Claus does not exist. Obviously, Santa Claus exists.
Hey. Obviously.
Santa Claus exists.
Obviously. What up, Tyler432 says, you have grown so much since COVID. Thanks for keeping us entertained. Oh, thank you.
There are certain things that exist. For example, a square circle or...
This used to be baggy on me, you know.
Those things are impossible. They do not exist. But Santa Claus definitely exists. The question we need to ask is, in what manner does Santa Claus exist? And I think that asking oneself that question of how it is that Santa Claus exists can maybe help certain people understand the manner in which we say that God exists. There are things that exist that are not at the level of my coffee cup. There are things which exist at different levels of being. Obviously, Santa Claus exists, and you can say that about concepts. Love exists, but you can't. Obviously, Santa Claus exists. You can't put it in a bottle. You can't put it in a box, but it still exists.
Obviously, Batman exists.
In a much more immediate manner than something like love.
Obviously, Batman exists.
We know what Santa Claus looks like.
Obviously, Santa Claus exists. That's a powerful song. You know, if you have like if you got a young child and they're not sure about Santa and shit, they're at that age where they're starting to be like, play them that.
So at first I don't know any other way, and by now I won't have it any other way. Woo. Life is good. Why settle for less? Be open to experience. Be willing to try new things. Don't have a rigid plan. Accept random acts of hospitality without judgment or fear. Don't be afraid to wander. Don't be afraid to eat a bad meal. You know, if you don't risk the bad meal, you'll never one. But I think most important, be humble, be grateful.
Be humble.
Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful.
Be humble.
Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Be humble. Be grateful. Before I started traveling, I thought that the human race as a whole would turn on itself at any moment. You know, venal, petty, cruel, arbitrary. And it's true that all of those things exist in this world, but I meet mostly pretty nice people doing the best they can, often under very, very difficult conditions. I met a lot of very nice people who've done very, very bad things that conflict with my deeply held conceptions of justice, and sexual equality, or acceptable practice, or religious views. There are a lot of gray areas in travel. I think that on balance, the world is filled with people doing the best they can, you know? Best they can, you know?
Yeah.
Be humble. Be grateful. 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 I've been fired many times in my cooking career. I was not a particularly good chef. I had a lot of problems at various points in my career with narcotics. You know, I accepted failure as a chef because I was at various times a bad chef, or even a bad person. These days, if I fail, it's because I tried to do something and did not succeed, or I just was not able to do what I hoped to do or wanted to do. But I would much rather that. I would much rather fail gloriously than not try. Or not interested in telling stories with competence. Looking to tell them with some style and originality. and some creativity.
The man I'm talking about was not a Scrooge now. He was a kind, a decent, a mostly good man, generous to his family and upright in his dealings with other men, but he just did not believe in all of that incarnation stuff which the churches proclaim at Christmas time. It just did not make sense, and he was too honest to pretend otherwise. He could not swallow the Jesus story about God coming to earth as a man. He told his wife, "I'm truly sorry to distress you, but I'm just not going with you to church this Christmas Eve." He said he'd feel like a hypocrite, that he'd much rather just stay home, but that he would wait up for them. So he stayed and they went to the midnight service. Now shortly after the family drove away in the car, snow began to fall. He went to the window to watch the flurries getting heavier and heavier. Then he went back to his fireside chair, began to read his newspaper. Minutes later, he was startled by a thudding sound, and then another, then yet another. At first, he thought somebody must be throwing snowballs against the living room window. But when he went to the front door to investigate, he found a flock of birds huddled out there miserably in the snow. They had been caught in the storm. In a desperate search for shelter, they had tried to fly through his large landscape window. That was what had been making the sound. Well, he couldn't let those poor creatures just lie there and freeze. So he remembered the barn where his children stabled their pony. That would provide a warm shelter. All he would have to do is direct the birds into that shelter. Quickly, he put on a coat and galoshes, and he tramped through the deepening snow to the barn, and he opened the doors wide. And inside the barn, he turned on a light so the birds would know the way in. But the birds did not come in. So he figured that food would entice them. He went back into the house and fetched some breadcrumbs and sprinkled those on the snow, making a trail of breadcrumbs to the yellow-lighted, wide-open doorway of the stable. But to his dismay, the birds ignored the breadcrumbs. The birds just continued to flop around helplessly in the snow. He tried catching them. He could not. He tried shooing them into the barn by walking around them, waving his arms, but instead they scattered in every direction. Every direction except into the warm lighted barn. And that's when he realized that they were afraid of him. They were afraid of him. To him, he reasoned, "I'm a strange, terrifying creature. If only I could think of some way to let them know that they can trust me, that I'm not trying to hurt them but to help them." But how? Any move he made tended to frighten them and confuse them. They just would not follow. They would not be led or shooed because they feared him. And he thought to himself, if only I could be a bird now. I could be a bird and mingle with them and speak their language and tell them not to be afraid. Then I could show them the way to the safe, warm barn. But I would have to be one of them, wouldn't I? So they couldn't see and hear and understand. At that moment, the church bells began to ring. The sound reached his ears, above the sounds of the wind. And he stood there listening to the bells, Adeste Fidelis, listening to the bells, pealing the glad tidings of Christmas, and he sank to his knees in the snow. this will be a wonderfully Merry Christmas.
Well, shoot. What up, Matthew Felty? Appreciate you. Says this track was such a surprise and gift last Christmas. Thank you very much. This was a very magical little thing, the way this came together. It actually came together the previous Christmas, like as I was doing the YouTube version of the Lo-Fi Christmas of that year, which would have been Lo-Fi Christmas 4, I guess. And I had this bit of music, and the Paul Harvey thing just fit it so beautifully and perfectly. And then I was really shocked, so I did like a rough version of it just on that mixtape. And then, but it was too late to, do it as a single version, and it was too late to get it on, just get it distributed and get it on Spotify and stuff. So I did that the next year. And I didn't do too much to change it. I just added a few little things. And that little bit where he talks about the bells playing, what's the real name of that song? Oh, Come All Ye Faithful, the original name of it. He mentions that. And I was like, I wonder if I could play that at this point. And I could. It was insane. It fit perfectly. And all over body shiver type situation. And it was already one of those records. It was already one of those beautiful things. So, thank you, Paul Harvey. We've got like 6 or 7 Paul Harvey songs. They're all amazing. And there's many, many more to do. Every time I have to not listen to Paul Harvey, because when I listen to Paul Harvey, I hear the record instantly, and I have all these things that I'm doing. It's like, Paul Harvey, stop making me stop what I'm doing and make, like, none of the Paul Harvey records were planned. They were all like, I heard Paul Harvey, and then I was like, oh, that has to be a song, So shouts out to Paul Harvey. Adeste Fidelis, that's right, Calais. Exactly. Adeste Fidelis. Adeste Fidelis. Paul Harvey is one of my favorite Meaning performers, says Calais. Tyler says it's been an amazing Christmas so far, and this is an amazing night. Hey, God bless. Panning Gas, shouts out to you, says hello from Half Moon Bay, North Cal, wishing all a good evening. Good to see you, God bless. Big Bad Wolf says it's making me tear up now. I'm not crying, my eyes are wavy. Last Christmas, so amazing with this jam, I cried so much. Well, and now you know the rest of the story, says Superchat. Which really should be the album title. Tyler432 says, please offer the Christmas songs for paid download. We would love your contribution. The Christmas songs are available for paid downloads. And this is probably a good time to mention that this stream was brought to you by Meaningwave.com. Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning. And you can actually get all of the Christmas songs in a bundle. So if you don't want to do the go to Bandcamp and sort of get them individually thing, you can actually get bundles on Meaningwave.com. And they come in MP3 or FLAC, and we have an all Christmas bundle, which actually has all of the Christmas music in one handy bundle, and there's also the all Lo-Fi Christmas bundle, which has all the Lo-Fi Christmas stuff in one handy bundle. So head on over to Meaningwave.com and get yourself a handy bundle today. And people often ask on a daily basis, they say, Akira The Don, how can we support Meaningwave? I don't think the 0.003 or whatever it is Spotify pays you is enough. from everything I get from Meaningwave. I get so much from Meaningwave, Akira The Don. Well, there's the resources tab that says support Meaningwave. And in there, there's support links. There's a PayPal and a Patreon and a Bitcoin and an ETH and a Venmo and a Cash App. And so that's all there. And, you know, there's also apparel. You can get this. I only wear Meaningwave personally because, you know, Meaningwave is fire. Fire apparel made in the USA. You know what I mean? I import it to Mexico from the USA because it's so well made. And everyone here goes, those clothes are amazing. Where'd you get them? I say, the USA. Estados Unidos. They say, wow, Akira The Don. What a fashion icon you are. I say, yes, I must agree. Love to you and your family. Anyway. Thank you. Speaking of family, I must get to my family. My wife has made me a steak and my son is waiting to play with me. It's been lovely hanging out with you all. As always, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. It's nearly Christmas. I said I was going to stream every day till Christmas, you know what I mean? And so we shall. But we did miss a week because there was no internet, so I feel bad about that. But we're going to be here tomorrow anyway. You know, and we're going to do a lovely Christmas special as well at Christmas. So don't worry about that. You know, don't worry. We don't know enough to worry. We don't know enough to worry. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your love, your energy, and for being a beautiful thing, a beautiful component of this existence that I'm very blessed to be engaging in at this time. You know, could be anywhere, could have been born into any host, and here I am with you. I know where else I'd rather be. God bless Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. Love to you and your family. See you very soon.